So now, what we're going to do next is to practice exactly what the previous chapter tells us to do. Is to go through chapter by chapter of the first 32 chapters and raise our hand to object. If you don't think that one chapter is not useful for every new Bongo to follow, object now so that he does not present it to Divan.
Okay.
In the following week. And because we read the material already, going through them is very fast. It's just a matter of voting, agree or disagree.
Okay.
Okay, so everyone go to part 1. The first month. Chapter 1. Yes or no? Just you only need to say yes if you vote yes, no if you want to raise an objection, and then we can talk about it. You don't need to hear yes from me because automatically I say yes because I wrote the material. So for me, everything is a yes, but for you, you can decide yes or no.
Number 1. It's a yes for me.
Alex?
I would say yes.
Chapter 2, one of you may say, this is an overkill, remove chapter 2. I would not feel unhappy, but you decide.
I think it's fine.
Yeah. Okay, chapter 3. Let's sing the same song.
I think we should keep it.
Me too.
Chapter 4, the first encounter.
I want to keep it.
I'd change it.
What would you change? Well, there's things that would change, but
Yeah. I don't think you need to mention anything else really than the bicycle game.
Well, I think it's important to mention how you and Nick met for people who don't know, because it gets them invested in the story when they know how it started.
I think it's confusing to mention so much information.
I agree with Alec that the story is necessary to get people interested in us and the Bongo process. I agree with Norman that the story may be overwhelming, so Alec needs to work with Norman on how to perfect this chapter.
May I give a proposition now?
Go.
What if we make it 2 chapters?
That's a resolution that you guys have to work offline
Okay.
on another day, because today is not for working.
No, it's not for propositioning.
How are we supposed to remember all the work we're considering? You're gonna go over all this?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's how I wrote the first 32 chapters.
He's crazy. He works for like 11 hours straight.
Yeah, I was just thinking put it on a laptop, but if you want to do it that way.
Well, because there's a lot of things that is hard. There's no need for all of us to do the same thing. I can do the first draft and then you guys can.
Okay. How do you feel about that, Alec?
So you're going to transcribe the important parts from these videos, right?
Not the important part, but the homework,
The
assignment, work items. That's a work item. You do whatever you need to do to satisfy him for chapter 4.
And you will put that in writing?
Yes.
Okay, great. Then that makes things very easy, and thank you for doing that.
Okay. Process check. How do you feel about the way we sailed through the first 32 chapters, bolting on each so far?
It's easy.
Okay, thank you. Okay, chapter 5.
That's my favorite chapter.
Yeah, I like that.
Go ahead.
Keep it.
Chapter 6.
I'd say keep it.
We're waiting for Alex. Chapter 6.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, keep it.
And thank you very much for taking time to look at the material, because you are thinking, do I want to go through this for Divine?
No, I'm thinking if the information is important to communicate.
Thank you. Okay. Chapter 7. A second look at Dumaslang.
Looks fine.
Yeah, I want to keep it too.
Chapter 9. The first imprint.
8.
You're right. Sorry. Chapter 8. The shortest book with the biggest idea.
Looks fine.
Let me just take a quick look at it. Yeah, I like it.
The only thing that I want to revise is that document. There's something flaky about the link between that chapter and the document 2022A1.
When I say I want to keep a chapter, it doesn't mean I think it's perfect.
Thank you. Chapter 9. The first impromptu interpretation.
I think this chapter is perfect the way it is.
Oh yeah, I remember watching the video now. Yeah, this is a really good chapter.
Chapter 10. The 184 words.
It's a really good chapter.
Yeah, of course, totally necessary to put that in.
Chapter 11. Are you afraid of death?
I remember how this chapter made me feel. It was great.
Thanks to your friend.
My friend? Oh yeah, Wesley.
Cool. Wesley. Yeah, is he okay?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a good chapter. Probably one of the more powerful ones.
Chapter 12.
Like it for the same reasons.
Yeah, I like that it's powerful. It's the most complicated chapter in my mind, though.
Agree.
I thought the way you brought up the Elaine Esposito story wasn't as clear as other times you brought it up, like in Kindle Bella, or Trek Bella rather.
Yes.
Yeah, it needs to stay there, and I get this is definitely a chapter for higher education students. I think it's hard to follow for a 4th grader.
Understood. But I think that this story is not for us to overwhelm people in the meeting, but it's for people who need to study the onboarding process in depth. But inside the meeting, I don't think that, for example, Alex, it does not need to read paragraph by paragraph of each chapter for Divine to hear.
No.
Okay, so it's a yes for both you on this one. So
Me?
12, yes.
13, a new approach for a new life.
Oh yeah, this one's good too.
What about the picture that's used? It's a little confusing.
Yeah, you should probably add a paragraph to elaborate on the picture. The picture confused me at first too, like what it meant.
Like,
Basically, it means that it's sort of a joke. You know how Venn diagrams are, right?
right.
So it's a joke that basically they don't do the things that help their life. So the Venn diagram bubble that says the things that they actually do avoids all of the things they like to do, things they're good at, and things that make money. So it doesn't intersect with any of them.
I think the concept makes sense, but it just doesn't come across easily. Like,
Yeah, I had the same problem. I liked it once I sorry.
Alex has skills in graphics and he can draw a better.
No, I think it's better to just add a paragraph explaining what it means so that people understand.
I think
Oh,
if
so you like the graphics?
I don't like
Yeah,
the
once you-
graphics.
I
He
like-
doesn't.
I
He
dislike
doesn't like the
graphics.
graphic, and I agree with Norman.
Okay, what if I add a paragraph and then we see how you feel, and then if you still don't like it,
Disagree.
then we change
It's
it.
the graphic.
Okay, fine.
Just change the graphic. Just make this a different circle so that it's not fucking all over the
It's
place.
part of the joke. Okay, no jokes, no jokes, no jokes.
I didn't. What is the eye up there?
I don't know. Okay, I think that might be a mistake.
All right, there you go. We need a new graphic.
Okay,
And
Thank you.
besides, that graphic is copyrighted by Reddit.
it's not copyrighted. It's just
Yes.
okay, whatever.
And then write your paragraph about it too. You know, but the graphic at least needs
Yeah.
to change.
No, I think if it was a more understandable graphic, that'd be good too.
Okay, so we all agree with chapter 13 to be there, and then the next one is 14, productivity yardstick for every meeting.
Yeah, is that gonna be FCA?
No, FCA is not there. This is different. This chapter explains what straw man means.
Explains what a lot of things mean,
Yes.
and it links it to it makes it relevant to what's happening in the world.
Yes.
So it's a necessary chapter.
Thank you. We're waiting for Alex on 14.
I like it.
Great. 15. Norman on the first 14 chapters of part 5. That's a bad title. We need to retitle that because part 5 of the handbook is now moved to a separate book, the chronology of Bongo 1. So it's not part 5 anymore. It's I will retitle that. Anyway, chapter 15, waiting for the vote. The material came from Norman's mouth.
Right. Yeah, I'd say keep it.
16,
Me too.
experimental stage of life.
I like our picture.
I do like that picture, yeah.
I love it.
It's a symbol of what's to come.
And how things have been going.
Waiting for your vote on 16.
I'm also considering the order of which all these chapters are, or episodes are, and how they should be presented to Divine and the likes.
Thank you very much for that feedback. We could work on that offline, but that's an important point.
I want to keep the chapter, but I think it's a little confusing the way you use the word objective.
Okay.
Yeah, when you say objective meaning of life. Because you mean the objective definition of life. Where meaning can mean definition, but it can also mean like inherent purpose, like religion or whatever.
Agree.
Yeah, so it's a little confusing.
Okay, so yes for both of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chapter 17, the story of Bongo1.
Yes. I remember that very well.
Yeah, it's important to have that context.
Chapter 18, discovering the secret of storytelling.
I like it because it says I know Thumo slang better than Norman.
Even though that's not true.
Well,
you've
can
proven to suck at it.
Take it up with him.
I'm taking it out with you, boy. You sending me out
I didn't
there?
write this.
No.
I never said I know
I never
Thumo.
said what he said was right or wrong. I just said that.
You said it's not true just now.
Well, that's true. Oh, you're not disagreeing with that?
Well, I don't know. It's hard to measure.
Hey,
Maybe you know it better than me. Reciprocity. That's when you that's when somebody does something for you and you do something for them in return.
And what's reciprocation?
Reciprocation. That's the cycle of communication. There's disclosure, and then acknowledgement is the last one, and then there's two more in between, and one of them is understanding. Consideration.
Conclusion.
Comprehension.
Comprehension.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Comprehension. I couldn't remember if that was the second or third one.
Yeah.
And then
You understand the disclosure, and then you consider.
Comprehension. Conclusion. Acknowledgement.
No conclusion.
consideration. That's what it is.
Consideration.
And then acknowledgement.
Yes.
Consideration. Comprehension. Consideration. Acknowledgement.
Gotta memorize those.
That's the most creative creation from the original Thumo's textbook.
Disclosure, comprehension, consideration, acknowledgement.
It was not from my mind. It was from Mark's mind.
DCCA. Thanks, Mark, for DCCA.
DCCA. That's
DCCA.
awesome.
Nice.
DCCA.
Disclosure,
That's how we're gonna remember.
Comprehension, consideration, acknowledgement. DCCA.